just raise your hand. If Dhruv could help me by taking a mic to the students who have questions.
Sir, I was just wondering whether the BITS really wanted to promote the regional language, because as far as I'm concerned, I think they had a different agenda to learn the regional language. It was not to promote the regional languages, the Indian regional languages. It was to know the subject better so that they can rule them better, so that they can control them better. It was not with the intention of promoting the regional languages and to learn the languages. Secondly, I just wanted you to comment on the equation between Portuguese and Konkani today. What is the equation between these two languages now?
Konkani and Portuguese?
Yes.
Terms,
Right now, what is the update is still coexisting? What kind of relationship do they share? Do these languages share?
Well, unfortunately, the Goan people threw away the Portuguese language soon after liberation, which is an unfortunate part, I would say. And it was mainly replaced by the English. I don't think there is no enmity between Portuguese and there was never an enmity between Portuguese and Konkani as language. Language, otherwise also, has been complementary. The Portuguese has been complementary to Konkani. Konkani has a subtle nature of absorbing from other languages, just like English. So here, Konkani absorbs some terms from Portuguese. Like janela is in Portuguese the window. In Konkani it is janela. So similarly, kadel is actually cadeira in Portuguese, but we have made it kadel. And kadel has become Konkani now. We can't say it is Portuguese. It has derived from Konkani. If you go to etymology, you will find a Portuguese word. But this is how Konkani has enriched itself by absorbing so many terms from the language. So, as such, I don't think there is any conscious effort on the part of Konkani writers to keep away from the Portuguese. No. I think, as I said, Portuguese language has been complementary to Konkani, and Konkani has enriched itself by absorbing so many words. About British, as you said, the British did not, with intention to promote, but they were not hostile to any regional language, any regional languages. They promoted in sense, they allowed the schools to run, they allowed other so many things, just like literature to flourish, as long as the literature in the regional language did not cross their interests. Otherwise, they were not hostile to the regional languages. Whereas in Goa, the Portuguese was, mainly because they were, the rulers were guided by the missionaries who had a different agenda in their life. And they did not want local, they found that local people were communicating with non-converts. Local converts were communicating with non-converts, and they continued to follow the same old traditions like worshipping Betal or keeping surrot, as we say, to Dawsal, which is the tradition in Goa. Or such things, they continue to do it even after conversions. So that is the reason why they were against the use of intermingling of the people. They wanted to stop Konkani so that they would intermingle and in the role of, in the way of Christianity.
There seems to be some kind of a discussion or a debate that I've read in the newspapers concerning the script of Konkani in Goa, whether a Roman or a Latin language to be used or whether a Devanagari script to be used. Is that a very hot controversial thing, or does it have an impact on the development of language itself, or peripheral issue that may not really have any impact on the growth of language. What are your views on that?
See, they are strictly my personal views, but let me tell you. We led an education, Konkani Proceso Awaz. Nearly for 2 years, we took to streets, there were morchas, and there were lathi charges, and all that has happened. It was a battle for Konkani, to make Konkani the official language of Goa. And the bill was passed. Until 17 to 18 years after that, there was no objection, there was no debate on that. Suddenly this controversy has cropped up, which is gaining momentum, which is not healthy, I feel, for the linguistic atmosphere. So I don't think it is going to, become an obstacle in the way of writing, because those who write in Roman script, they are welcome. Nobody is against writing. The demand is not against, the controversy is not about the scripts. Controversy about making Roman script the official script. In my opinion, in the entire world, there is no language which is survived with multiple scripts. It's difficult, because now, as it is now, I'll tell you, I write in Konkani, I write in Damodar. My friends who write in Roman, who read Roman script only, they cannot read my writing. My counterparts in Bangalore, who write and read in Kannada script, they cannot read my writing. Though the paradox is that they read me in translation, my own Konkani people. This is the obstacle, major obstacle I feel, if we take 2 or 3 different paths. I am very happy that people in Kerala have given up Malayalam script in favor of Devanagari. They have accepted Devanagari, and now they write only in Devanagari. Similarly, earlier those Navayats along this southern coast, they were following Perso-Arabic, because the Navayat Muslims used to go to Urdu schools, and they wrote in that script, Perso-Arabic script. But they have also given up. I wouldn't say in favor of Devanagari as such, but they have stopped writing. So presently it is written in 3 different scripts: Konkani in Devanagari, Konkani in Roman script in Goa, and in Kannada script in Bangalore. Anything about literature?
Slightly connected to history of Goa and the evolution. As I understand, the encounter with the Portuguese was a chance discovery of Goa. They came to Calicut. From there, there was the process of pursuing the Arab traders, Muslims, in the entire western coast of Gujarat. And that's where they suddenly found that the Muslims had come to Goa, which is a hideout for them. And then that's where the story of Goa-Portugal encounter begins. I think a lot of developments took place during that encounter, particularly when Muslims were pursued. Almost all of them were killed. Is there any good amount of literature, either in Konkani or now where we can take stock of what really happened? Is the general history that we read, Asiatic society and so on. Is there any literature on that? My second question is that there's a great amount of debate on whether school medium should be English or Konkani. A lot of debate is there, a lot of polarization also there. The parents are protesting, they are saying that we want our children to learn English. And then leaders, they have their own bias of judgment. Is there any scope or case for becoming language secular? The political boundaries are being reduced, markets are opening up. Is there any case for language secularism?
What questions are absolutely of great interest. I don't want to take much of your time because other fellow writers are waiting. So let me briefly tell you. When Apos the Albuquerque was, they used to call him pirates because they were looting the Arab boats and ships as you know, because of the history of Spain and Portugal and Europe, they were damned against Muslims. So whoever came their way, they used to kill them. In Goa, they did not come because there was a Muslim ruler here. It is because the Maharupai, one Sardar of Adil Shah, who was in Ghana, he was upset because whatever complaints he used to take to their leader, their governor would say, Adil Shah's governor in Goa, so he wouldn't pay any heed to it. And he was doing some favoritism to Muslims only. So Maharupai was a little upset. So when he found that opposed the advocate in the Portuguese are them against the Muslims, he thought he would take the advantage of that. And he approached through Timaya. Timaya is another Sardar along the coast. Through him, he contacted him. And he was given assurance there won't be any opposition from within. That we will take care of. You come and invade Goa and conquer it. Unfortunately, they came, they conquered Goa because there was no resistance. Unfortunately, this Maharupai's designs, he had in mind that Portuguese will drive away the Muslims and give that Goa to them. But it did not happen. Portuguese said, we have conquered Goa, it will remain with us. That is their history. Now, as you mentioned about the medium of instructions, I personally feel this issue is being hyped mainly by media and certain vested interests. My personal opinion is, as it is laid down by the international community, academician community, education community, our primary education has to be necessarily in our mother tongue, but we cannot ignore English. So let English be introduced, right? Either first or second, but it has to be introduced. But English also has to be taught through Konkani. That is what my contention is. And this issue, I think it is being hyped by media and also by some vested interest politicians. Politicians try to be on the side of the majority, wherever their voters, electorate. Anyway, this is a controversial issue, but this is my take on that.
Are there any other questions about anything related?
Could you speak more about your literature working and give us some quick idea of it?
Well, I'll briefly tell you, I'm a short story writer. I have written novels, I have written plays also, I have written some articles, I write critical appreciation of stories in the newspapers. But I strongly believe that I am basically a short fiction writer, and I'm at my best when I write a short story. So if you have read, these are my children in English, you will get some idea of. As I write in Konkani, I can express best in my own language. And you know, Konkani is spoken in so many dialects that it is a rich language. So I get so much variety of terms and expressions to writing, and I enjoy writing in Konkani. So I never tried my head at writing in English, though I can. Probably I could have written, but I'm not. I am very much at ease when I write in Konkani. So it's very difficult to talk about myself. If any specific question I would have said, but I'm basically a short fiction writer, and I'm very happy that this is one form of literature which is very difficult, in fact. In fact, the next to poetry, I would say. Poetry rates first, in my opinion. Second comes fiction. And then the novel. Novel, you can take so much liberty. I've written novel, Carmelin, probably you have heard of it, which is translated into more than a dozen of languages, in Indian languages. But then, even that, though it is a voluminous novel, people call it novel, I would rate it as, I started writing as a short story. It became a novel. So, as a short story, the ending of the novel also is that of a short story. Thank you very much.